Hello everybody and welcome to the dumbest, most pointless video I've ever made. If you're here, I apologize for what you're about to be subjected to because I happen to be a huge fan of dog Pokemon. Now, not everybody has the same passion towards dog Pokemon as I do. A famous YouTuber by the name of Jellopocalypse famously said that he thought that dog Pokemon were boring,
Dogs are boring.
which, I mean, fair play, but I respectfully disagree. I happen to really love Pokemon. I love dogs, and I love dog Pokemon. I want every generation to have dog Pokemon, and I would like to have an entire generation of Pokemon that is just dogs. Now, I know that's never going to happen, but personally, I think that every type should have at least two dogs. That way you can choose. Sadly, that's probably never going to happen because, unfortunately, up to this point in time, most Pokemon are, in fact, not dogs. And that's a problem. Because we don't have nearly enough dogs to diversify the pool, but we do what we can with what we were given, and I'm gonna rank every Pokemon in the game based on how dog they are. And as I've just pointed out, most Pokemon are not dogs because most Pokemon are not worth talking about. If it ain't on here, it ain't a dog. Not worth talking about. I'm not gonna talk about it. Uh, so really, when we talk about dogs, right, we are talking about, very specifically, we are talking about, you know, we're talking about dogs. Canis familiaris lupus. Okay, but like this is a dog. We all know this is a dog. We know what it looks like. This is a dog. We know what it looks like. And this is also and this is also a dog. Okay. The thing about dogs is that they're very unique as a species because through selective breeding, we've created over 360 different recognizable breeds of dogs. They are the most variable mammal on Earth. So we are going to start with the true dogs, the doggest dogs, the top dogs, if you will. And what better place to start than good old Growlithe and Arcanine, both forms. Okay, top tier dog, the most dog that a dog can get while still being a Pokemon, setting the standard for all dogs to come. And up there with them, we've got Yamper, Boltund, Fido, Dashbun, Electric, Manectric, Lillipup, Herdier, Stoutland. Make sure these are in order. Neat and tidy. We got Furfrou. We got Houndour, Houndoom, Mastiff, Mabosstiff. We got some legendary dogs. Zacian with and without shield, and the other one that I don't remember the name of. And that might also have been Zacian. I don't really know because I don't care. We got these fellas, the dead dogs, sad dogs. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of all of the normal, pure, quadrupedal, run-of-the-mill dogs. Okay, so next on the list, next tier, we've got wolves. Okay, so wolves are basically the same thing as dogs, more or less, give or take. They're basically just dogs. They're large canines. Canis lupus, there's that name again. Subspecies. They are same. They're in the same family as dogs, dingoes, wolves. It's all the same thing. So basically, TLDR, wolves are basically just like dogs, except they're just a little bit more edgy, a little bit more try hard, a little bit more like, ooh, I'm so unique and cool and special. But like they're basically dogs, so they get to be right there underneath the dog tier, because for being, basically the same thing. I personally think, midday, while it may be like the most boring transformation of Rockruff, I consider this to be the true evolution to Rockruff. I mean, they're the most similar. Dusk is also pretty cool. I like the color scheme. Um, but now we gotta talk about something else, okay? Because we got dogs here that ain't dogs. Well, they are dogs, but they're not like normal dogs, right? Because as you can see, these dogs stand up. Now, the thing about standing dog, just like relax, okay? Like we get it. You can do your own thing. It's cool. I'm not gonna judge you, but like relax. They it's not the same. It ain't the same. That applies to Snubbull and its evolution as well. That's standing dog. We put that in its own tier. Now we're gonna go. Now here's the thing. So we got dogs. We got dogs and wolves sorted. That's all the dogs. Uh, Now normally this is the part where I would include any other true canines. True canines being any members of the jackal, dhole, or coyotes. These are also considered true canines, and I would absolutely put as many of them as I possibly could into this tier if I had any. But I don't have any. There are no jackals here, unfortunately. So we have to skip that entire tier. Completely blank. So next we're just going to jump down to foxes. Nickit, Thievel, Vulpix, both forms. Ninetales, you're in there. Good job. Okay. Fox tier is off to a flying start, but already we're having a problem because we got, the fan favorite Fennekin. But then Fennekin did a thing. Fennekin did the thing that we keep telling, our mammals not to do. It stood up, and now we got Standing Fox, and Standing Fox, and listen again, like relax, it's okay. Like they're still canines, they're still on the list, but like relax. Now foxes are basically like the second cousins to like dogs. They're still part of the Canidae family, which comprises dogs and wolves and coyotes and foxes and jackals and all that good stuff. So they could still be on the tier list, but they are definitely below the true wolves, the true canines. Going back to the fox tier, we still got these guys, Zorua, the evolved forms, Zorak. Now hold on. Now these guys, they're standing foxes, and like honestly, there's a part of me that wants to put this like in its own tier, like below standing fox, because like I mean, it's not just a standing fox. There has to be an edgy standing fox. Like, come on, like calm down. But I'll settle for standing fox because if I did everything, if I split everything up, we run out of space. There's no time. There's no space. Now we've gotten pretty far to this tier list, and you may have noticed that there's a notable absence here, and that comes in the form of Poochyena and Mighty Hyena, who like clearly they're dogs, right? Like there's no questions asked. Like I mean, look at the tail, the nose, the ears. Like that's a dog, right? Wrong. We need to talk about Poochyena and Mighty Hyena, okay? Because here's the thing. The real giveaway here is the hyena at the end. Poochyena, Mighty Hyena. Where is that hyena coming from exactly? Well, that's because they are actually hyenas. I might be thinking, oh, hyenas, that's just like a weird dog, right? Wrong. Feliform. As in cat-like? Cat. As in cat. Poochyena and Mighty Hyena. That's not a dog. You know what that is? This right here. Come on. It's a fake dog. It's one thing to not be a dog, okay? Like if you're not a dog and you're just doing your own thing, that's fine, okay? We can respect that. But you pretend to be a dog. Now we got a problem. I ain't about that shit. Get out of my face. Never want to see you again. Now, speaking of things that we don't quite know what they are, let's talk about Riolu and Lucario, right? Because like, they look like they could be foxes. Could be standing fox tier, right? It's respectable. Like it's again, like relax, but like at least they're on the list, right? Actually, no. Turns out these fellas over here, they're based off of Anubis. Anubis is a pretty cool guy. You know why? You know why he's a cool guy? Because he's actually a jackal. Oh my god, I said there were no jackals. Well, I was half right. There are no quadrupedal jackals. No true jackals. These are standing jackals, which technically does mean that they are standing dogs. So they actually go up a tier. Good for them. Good job, guys. Middle of the pack. You're doing great. So on to the carrying on with the trend of things that we're not quite sure what they are, but they're on the list anyway. We got Eevee. Now Eevee itself, I think, is pretty definitively a fox. Like I don't really see how else you could interpret that. It's pretty fox-like. You got the ears, you got the point, you got the bushy tail. the mane. It, I'm willing to call that a fox. And you know what? I'm extending that to Flareon, to Jolteon, Umbreon, and I was thinking about it. I'm gonna put Glaceon in there too. What does not go in there, however, because it clearly is not a fox, is Espeon. Espeon, that ain't no fox. Okay, that's clearly a cat. That's as cat gets. No ifs, ands, or buts. Leafeon, Sylveon, it's less clear cut than I'd like it to be because the tail is too, not, there's not enough of it to really go by. I'm not gonna completely rule it out, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to put it there for now. It's just not it's not clear enough for me. Vaporeon though, that ain't no dog. I don't care what you say. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it ain't a dog. Now Absol, that's another Pokemon that we're not quite sure what it is, but as it turns out, the Absol is based off of the mythical Baize. I don't know how to say that. I'm just gonna call it a Baize. Turns out, Baizes are depicted as cows or cats. Not sure he confused a cat with a cow. Ancient Japan was it was a wild time. It was a crazy place. But here we're also calling them a lion with 8 eyes. So I'm going to definitively say that Absol, that's a cat. So that's not a dog. Good try. Cool Pokemon. I do appreciate, but that's a cat. Speaking of cats, remember how people used to call this, these guys the legendary dogs? How? Why? I don't understand. All right, okay. Have you seen Raikou? Like, if you really looked at him, cause that's a cat. It's a saber-toothed cat. Like, it. I don't. How do you look at that and say that that's a dog? That ain't a dog. And same with Entei. Okay, now Entei a little bit more controversial. I get it. Like it's not super clear cut. Like it could be like a little bit. I could see a dog. Like, I could see a little bit of dog in there. But like it's more like. I personally, I've always thought it looked kind of like a grumpy cat. You know what I mean? A little grumpy cat, a little with like the fake mustache and the fur color, and it's just sort of like, I'm very sad. Everything makes me angry. That's Entei. He's grumpy cat. Suicune, I don't know what Suicune is. I don't know if that's a dog, a cat, a horse, a dinosaur. That's I don't know, man. Whatever that is, I'm not willing to call it. But that's not a cat. That ain't a dog. That's I don't know what that is, but that's not a dog for sure. So then we got this Pokemon. Apparently his name is Okidogi. I have never heard of this Pokemon in my life before now. But I mean, going by the name Okidogi, that sounds like a dog to me. I'm standing dog. It's a standing dog, but it's a dog. Then we got these weirdos over here. Was it Null type and Civilly? What kind of names is that? Oh my god. We got evolving legendaries. We don't even know what they got. They got punctuation in their name. It's fucking named by Elon Musk or something. I don't even know. Listen, the whole gimmick here is that they're like a chimera. They got all the different kind of bits and bobs and parts in here. And while it doesn't, I can't say for sure that this is a dog, I also can't really 100% rule this out, okay? So I'm just gonna, for safety, I'm gonna put that in IDK. I don't know. And then we got this guy, Zygarde. Again, I don't know shit about this Pokemon. They really went off the rails in these last few generations. They just do whatever the fuck they want. So what's interesting about this is that clearly these are not dogs right here. That's just a guy and a snake. Cut and dry. That ain't a dog. But then we got Zygarde's 10% form, and that's a dog. That's just a. I mean, it's even got a collar and a leash, and that's a dog, man. All right, join the cool. Good for you, man. Join the club. So there you go. That's all the Pokemon. Like I said, most of them are not dogs, so they don't deserve to be talked about. I don't got time. I don't got space. I don't got the lung capacity. But yeah, if you like that video, I'm really sorry. You have awful taste. But thanks anyway, and maybe we'll see you next time.